Greetings. I hope that you guys are doing okay and that you're staying well. This is video number 3, which is going to be observational drawing, creating the skeleton. We're starting with good bones, good structure. So to begin with, I'll remind you that last week what we did was we talked about drawing from a grid. And drawing from a grid is a very precise, good way of doing things in such a way that you can go step by step and not miss any details. But for some people, it is also really hard. Now, here was the drawing from last week that we were working on. Okay? So that was drawing with the grid. Now today we're going to use a different model for our still life. And let's see if I can get this to work the way I want it to. You can, I just thought about it. I need to switch this around. There. Had it right the first time and switched it. Okay. So what you're seeing, this is my still life, or a photo of my still life. Okay? And there is the same teapot that we had before. Then there's the cup, and hopefully you can tell there's a spoon and a bottle of green tea. All right. So with the grid, you would have section A, and or block number 1, that sort of thing, or block, and you're going step by step within, say, a 1-inch grid. Well, what we're going to do today is different. We're going to start with a skeleton. You can still use this with the grid method, or you can do it without the grid method. But what you're going to be doing is you're going to be looking for forms. Okay? So here's my little visual for forms. All right? You're going to be looking for, inside of these things, for cylinders, ovoid, which is an oval kind of thing with kind of squarish edges, a cone, a sphere, a pyramid, egg, cube, or rectangular prism. You know what forms are. You're not looking necessarily for the flat shapes. Flat shapes work, but if you see the flat shape, then you should be able to tell what the form is from that. Okay? Like, for example, all right, we know that this plate that is here is a circle. We know that. If we had the plate and we looked at it, it'd be a circle. But because the angle that we're looking at, you're seeing more of an oval shape. But this is not, and so it's fairly flat, but you can still see it has kind of a rounded up edge to it. So I might start by, let's see if I'm drawing upside down, so y'all forgive me. I'll draw this oval. Now later on is when we'll make it 3-dimensional, but we need to start thinking about that this is going to be 3-dimensional. Okay, so here is an oval representing that. Now you don't see the whole oval in this picture because the cup is here. Now you notice the cup looks kind of like a cone with a chopped off bottom. So if I think cone, I'm going to think something like this, and we see the open part of it, which again is kind of oval looking on top of it. Okay, and let's see, down here, since we chopped it off our cone, we're going to kind of put a little piece like this. Now, is this accurate? No, it is not accurate at all. Because if you notice, this thing has bumps in it. It's not a true cone. But this will do for the moment because it is our skeleton. Okay? So that's the important part here. Now, I'm going to go over to where this handle is, and I'm looking at it. We know that really it's going to be like a 3-dimensional snake. But I'm looking at the shape that's kind of inside there that looks kind of like a kidney bean. And so that's where I'm going to get kind of an oval shape from. But I know that that's going to go out and back around. Okay, so there's that. And then for my spoon that is in here, we know that's really an oval, but when you're looking at this, it's not complete that we see, but we know that it's there. So I'm just going to kind of, this is called boxing it in, making this placement. And then the handle is kind of like a long rectangular prism. Because we see the thickness is right there on the edge. Now, does it look just like a spoon? Nope. But that's okay. All right. So next up, we have, let's go for the bottle here. This bottle is basically like a cylinder, right? Except for if you look at the top of this, it's kind of rounded off here, and if you can see a little bit of the bottom, it's rounded off. It's really an ovoid kind of shape, but yet it's a cylinder. So I'm going to go with the ovoid shape, and I'm going to just start. Let's see, it's going to come up. Oh, my bad. I forgot to bring an eraser. Haha. So I get for working outside. Alright, so I'm going to just kind of start here with this pill bottle kind of shape. And then it has another cylinder kind of on top of it. Okay, so there's the bottle shape. Now I'm going to go to the teapot. And this one's a little bit harder than the rest of it. Okay, this looks kind of like a teardrop shape. Well, except for, the top's lopped off. Well, that wasn't one of our choices on the forms that we had. Okay, but I've got to kind of be creative with it and figure it out. So I noticed that in here is an oval right over here somewhere. You kind of have this oval shape. Okay, from this oval shape, I have kind of like I'm going to say kind of like a rectangle here but it bends with another one that may be more trapezoid shape, and then it bends completely. I'm going to say that's kind of with an oval. Boy, that looks really bad at the moment because it looks nothing like it. Well, I haven't put in this top part here. So to me, what that says is it's kind of like a rectangular prism-y kind of shape, or cube shape really, and then it looks like half of a heart there. Let's see, so let's go with the closest to that, which is part of an egg. It looks like it's attached to it. Alright, so now I have the basic forms. This is just kind of getting me started. This is something that should be drawn very lightly with very little pressure. Okay, so if you mess up, you can erase. And remember, you can see I messed up right there for sure, and all sorts of places, honestly. But this is our skeleton. Okay, so when you're drawing a still life, you're going to create a skeleton.